Hey yo, what it do? It's your boy J Lou. You guys are just in time for something new. Alright, now in this video, what I want to do is continue the discussion about Durags because I don't want you guys to be confused about my previous video. Now, if you haven't watched it, I'll make sure I link it right up here so you guys can go check that mug out and everything like that. But I wanted to make this video because I don't want you guys thinking that you need a Silky Durag. In this video, what I will do is go into the different types of Durags that there are on the market and which ones you may want to look for depending on the #1 factor. Now, before I get into that, one thing I want to say is I appreciate everybody that recently joined the JustinTIME squad and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that's been sleeping on your boy, you know what I'm saying? Unlike a lot of these other YouTube waivers and stuff like that that make these videos, I actually know what I'm talking about. Now, I'm not gonna call any names, but some of these guys made up a lot of information, and when you really consider it, it doesn't make any sense. And they've gotten to the point to where they say,
man, there's nothing new to talk about in the wave game. Why I'm gonna keep making video after video after video of the same thing?
It's mainly because they don't know what they're talking about. If you know what you're talking about, you can always come up with content to be able to educate people, and that's what my channel is devoted for, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I don't really want to talk you guys' heads off too much about that because there are a lot of people that don't like your boy J Lou, and the main reason why is because I'm not here to make friends. I'm also not here to promote brands that take advantage of customers and stuff like that. One of the reasons why I started my channel was to help protect the customer, because as a consumer myself, I bought a lot of stuff that I did not need to buy because I was watching some of these other videos, and at the time I didn't know that these guys was making stuff up until they finally admitted it, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I was like, you know what? I think it's time that I actually start making videos, and that's really where the JustinTIME came from, you know what I'm saying? I took my name and I said just in time because I'm just in time to change the wave game from all these people that have lied to you guys. And I'm not saying that to make myself seem like, oh, I'm the only one telling you guys truth. There are some people on YouTube that have told you guys factual information, but they don't get the shine either that they deserve, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's just jump straight into the video. Alright, now when it comes to Durags, if you guys go into YouTube and search Durags and you watch some of your favorite YouTubers and stuff like that, one thing that you guys will notice is that all of them say the same thing, and that is that there are only two types of Durags. There's a cotton Durag and there's a silky Durag. And what they'll say is,
you don't want to wear a cotton durag because a cotton durag will suck all the moisture out of your hair and your hair will be dry, blah 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 blah. You want to wear a silky durag because a silky durag will help your hair retain moisture and make your waves look shiny and help change your texture and blah 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 blah.
but like I just told y'all, the Durags that they promoted back in the past was these dream Durags, and a lot of people still buy these dream Durags, and at the end of the day, they don't realize that they're buying polyester. Now, I can't tell you guys that those guys are wrong without giving you guys the solutions and the facts. When it comes to Durags, there are not two types of Durags. There are actually three. The first one is a cotton Durag, and honestly, I pray to God that you guys never buy a cotton Durag, because a cotton Durag actually will absorb moisture and products out of your hair. And the only cotton Durags that I know that are on the market are these fake designer Durags. Y'all probably seen them, you know what I'm saying? They got the fake Louis Vuitton print and the Supreme logos and all that stuff. And I'm like, people are really buying these things thinking that they're getting 100% silk because that's how they're advertising, that's how they're marketed. And at the end of the day, once they put it on their head, they realize, dang man, I just bought this Durag that cost me $35 or maybe even $50 and it's drying my hair out, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not gonna knock you if you wanna buy a knockoff. But at the end of the day, if you do, before you buy a Durag, always look to make sure that it is not 100% cotton. And if somebody tells you that they have a Durag that is 100% silk, they're lying. Let me say that again. If somebody tells you that they're selling you a Durag that is 100% silk, they are lying to you. Alright, now with the second type of Durag, those are the polyester Durags that I've already discussed in my previous video, and as you guys can see that I'm rocking on my head. This is the Wavebuilder Durag, and there are a lot of different companies that try to say that they have silky Durags, but what they really are selling you guys are 100% polyester. Now, with that being said, I have to give a disclaimer as well as provide some clarification. Every single Durag or any type of material that you put on your hair to help protect your hair will absorb your products that you put on your hair. You wake up in the morning and you wonder why the do-rag looks a little bit dirty. That simply means that it absorbed the products from your hair. That does not mean that it absorbed the moisture from your hair. Let's make sure we clear on that. Now, the third type of do-rag are the satin do-rags that I've told you guys about. To me, in my personal opinion, those are the best type of materials when it comes to silky material. Silk is very expensive. You don't want to buy 100% silk do-rag because it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. Satin is made out of silk, nylon, or polyester blends. Now, a company won't tell you what the blend is, but with that being said, I'm gonna get into making single videos because some of the questions previously was,
hey J. Lou, can you do a review on all these different type of do-rags?
So the do-rags that I have, I will make separate videos to be able to go through the ins and outs of every single do-rag and everything like this. So y'all just be patient with your boy. So just to wrap this up, the 3 different type of do-rags are cotton that I don't want you to buy, polyester, which is very good, and then satin, which is very good as well. Now, let's get into the type of do-rag that you should buy. One thing I want to say is you should never buy a do-rag because it's advertised as 100% silk, because most likely you're getting taken advantage of. You want to buy a do-rag based off of your hair porosity. Now, I know that's a new concept because like I told you guys, a lot of these other YouTubers, they repeat themselves and they just throw around a whole bunch of misinformation. But you want to buy a do-rag based off of your hair porosity. There are 3 different types of hair porosities: low, medium, and high. When it comes to a high porosity waver, you want to avoid the cotton and the polyester type of do-rags because as a high porosity waver, that simply means that your hair absorbs moisture quickly, but just as fast as it absorbs it, if you don't seal that moisture in, it goes out. So you don't want to buy a polyester do-rag because the polyester do-rag will not only absorb your products, but it will absorb the moisture out of your hair, and that's one of the reasons why a high porosity waver may not like polyester do-rags. Now, when it comes to low porosity wavers, such as myself, we actually have the advantage when it comes to the different do-rags because we can wear a polyester or a satin or a silky type of do-rag, and we could probably even get away with wearing a cotton do-rag because as a low porosity waver, it is very hard to get moisture into our hair. But the good thing is, once you learn how to get moisture into your hair cuticles and be able to properly seal it, it is very hard to get moisture out of your hair. And that's one reason why I prefer Wavebuilder do-rags, because like I showed you in my previous video, even though they are 100% polyester, they are a lot stronger than the Dream do-rags. And to me, I just feel like I get the best compression from a Wavebuilder do-rag. I have videos in the past of when I am wearing a Wavebuilder do-rag as well as a satin do-rag, and when you look at my results, my hair looks the same. It doesn't look like my hair is shinier because of a satin do-rag or that is duller because I wore a Wavebuilder do-rag. The only reason why our hair is shiny is because you learn how to properly moisturize and lock in that moisture into your hair. And I have a video that I'll link right above if you guys want to check that out. But at the end of the day, that's what you want to consider when it comes to buying a do-rag. You really need to understand your porosity because your porosity doesn't just determine which products that you buy that go into your hair. They also determine which product that you buy that go on top of your hair as well. Now, just to be on the safe side, you can stick with the satin do-rags, and that's one of the reasons why it's been a common misconception that you only want to buy satin do-rags because they won't absorb moisture out your hair. But like I just explained to you guys, if you are a low porosity waver, you can get away with wearing polyester do-rags, and they may be better for you because like I said, they give you better compression. One thing I want to say is there are a lot of things that goes on behind the scenes that you guys don't know. A lot of times people come at me sideways, and there's only been one video that I've made just to address one of those incidents and stuff like that. And believe it or not, but I've had so many people that try to come to me and buy a review off of me, and what that simply means is they'll say,
hey J. Lou, I'll give you a certain amount of money to do a review on my product.
And what they're hoping is I'll take the money and just give a good review because I got some money that day. But just to be real with you guys, I didn't get on YouTube to make money. YouTube is just something like I told you in the beginning. I started my channel because I saw a lot of these people making videos leading people astray. I'm very passionate about waving. I actually know a lot about hair, and as I grew older, hair was just something that I always gravitated towards as just a hobby to understand it better. So my channel has been devoted from the beginning to bring you guys factual information as well as to protect the consumer, because nowadays I'm starting to get these companies that's trying to say,
hey J. Lou, man, like we want you to promote our brand and blah 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 blah.
But if I don't see that they have the customer's interest in mind, I'm not gonna fully back them or anything like that. So with that being said, I don't want to draw this video out. I can go into detail about a whole bunch of things, but I know you guys didn't click on the video for that. Hopefully this video gave you guys more advice. If you have any more questions, make sure you leave them down below in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate and I welcome everybody that has joined my channel. Make sure if you like the video, you like it. I really don't care if you share it, because at the end of the day, most people don't share videos. I can read my analytics and stuff like that, you know, so I'm not gonna ask you guys to share my videos, but the only thing that I ask you guys to do is make sure you drop a like, because that lets me know that you like the content and you want me to keep it going. It's your boy J. Lou. I hope you guys enjoyed your day. Salute! I'm just here to save the kids wearing Durags too tight. Little Johnny was in that bathroom bugging. Lines on his head, hoping mommy don't rush him. Some creative thoughts brought to me with no advisory. Turn them into vids, drop a flame cause they fiery. Writers watch my vid, teeth clenched all mad. They stay sneak dissing like rappers in society.